Philadelphia, the wait is almost over, and it doesn't get bigger than this. Tomorrow night, under the bright lights at Lincoln Financial Field, the Eagles and Cowboys go head-to-head in the ultimate rivalry clash to kick off the NFL season. The defending champions, the hated rivals, the entire football world watching. And right now, the Birds just got the best possible news on the injury front. A major piece of our offense is back, and he's ready to go full force. All week, the big question for Eagles fans has been about the health of the offensive line. Without stability up front, even the best quarterback and running back struggle to shine. But now, the news is official. Landon Dickerson is back at full strength. He's listed as a full participant in practice, which means he is cleared and starting Thursday night in Midnight Green. This isn't just a small boost, this is massive. Dickerson isn't only one of the most dominant left guards in football, he's also the emotional spark plug for the entire team. In the locker room, on the sidelines, and even before games, he's the guy firing everyone up with passionate speeches and energy that spreads through the roster like wildfire. And his return comes at the perfect time. Why? Because the Eagles' ground game is about to face a Cowboys defense that ranked near the bottom of the NFL against the run last season. This is the weakness. This is the matchup where the Birds can take control early. With Saquon Barkley, Jalen Hurts, and rookie Will Shipley ready to attack behind an offensive line that now has Dickerson back in place, the Eagles can pound the rock and keep the Dallas defense on its heels all night long. When Dickerson is on the field, the Eagles are simply a different team. Stronger, meaner, and more balanced. His presence makes it possible to set the tone physically. And when Philly establishes the run early, it opens up everything else: the play action, the deep shots, the rhythm passing game. It's the kind of advantage that can completely change the way this rivalry showdown plays out. So let me ask you, Eagles fans, how confident are you in this offensive line now that Landon Dickerson is back? Do you think the Birds will dominate Dallas in the trenches, or do you expect a fight all night long? Drop your predictions in the comments, because this battle in the trenches could decide everything tomorrow at the link. If Landon Dickerson's return fires up the trenches, then the next update might just light the entire stadium on fire. Because guess what, Eagles fans? A.J. Brown is back. 100% healthy. Full speed. Ready to dominate. This is huge. Brown missed nearly 3 weeks of camp with that nagging hamstring injury. And when a star receiver sits out that long, there's always a little fear in the back of your mind. But tonight, all that worry is gone. Brown isn't even on the injury report anymore. That means he's not just cleared, he's completely ready to rock against Dallas. Let's be real here. When A.J. Brown is on the field, this Eagles offense transforms into something almost unstoppable. The numbers prove it. Points per game go up, passing yards explode, efficiency climbs, and most importantly, wins pile up. The Eagles with A.J. Brown are one of the most dangerous teams in all of football. Why? Because Brown isn't just a receiver who racks up stats, he's a game changer. The moment he lines up, defenses panic. His presence alone tilts the field. Safeties shade over, corners get nervous, and suddenly guys like Devonta Smith, Dallas Goedert, and Saquon Barkley all have more space to work with. He makes everyone better just by stepping onto the field. And you can feel how much he loves this game. Missing camp frustrated him, but instead of shutting down, he sharpened his mind. He studied plays. He stayed engaged. He even took reps by tossing passes to his teammates, staying locked in however he could. That's leadership. That's hunger. That's the kind of commitment that separates elite receivers from the rest. A.J. Brown has said it himself. He takes mental preparation seriously, and he knows the value of staying strong in every way, not just physically. That's why, heading into this showdown with Dallas, he's not just healthy, he's mentally locked in like never before. Impact statement. And make no mistake, with Brown back in the lineup, Philadelphia's passing attack becomes lethal again. This isn't just another offensive weapon returning. This is the difference between being good and being absolutely terrifying. So, Eagles fans, let me ask you this. Where do you rank A.J. Brown among the best wide receivers in the NFL? Top 5? Top 3? Or is he already number 1 in your eyes? Drop your take in the comments, because tomorrow night, he finally gets the chance to prove it again under the brightest lights in the biggest rivalry game of them all. This is where culture and leadership really shine, Eagles fans. You can see it every single day inside this locker room, the way guys like Landon Dickerson and A.J. Brown lead by example. That energy spreads, it rubs off on everyone. And that's why this team feels different. The Eagles aren't just stacked with talent. They're built on a culture where leaders set the tone and everyone else rises to match it. That's why Philadelphia has been one of the most stable, successful organizations in the NFL for over 2 decades. 2 Super Bowl rings since 2017 don't just happen by accident. They happen because you've got leadership, high character, and an organization that knows how to build the right kind of football family. But let's shift to something fans will be watching closely, the quarterback depth. Rookie Tanner McKee is officially out for the Cowboys game, which means he won't be available as the backup. That role now falls to Sam Howell, the young QB Philadelphia traded for. And here's the good news. Howell has plenty of starting experience, which means if anything happens, he's not walking into the fire cold. He knows what it takes to run an NFL offense. That's exactly why Howie Roseman went out and got him. There's also Kyle McCord sitting on the practice squad. But remember, practice squad QBs can't be used as the emergency backup unless he's elevated to the active roster. If the Eagles do that, it'll require a roster move. Something we'll need to keep an eye on before kickoff. Injury report updates. Even more good news for the Birds. Jalen Carter, Andrew Mukuba, and Josh Uch are all full participants again. That means the defensive line rotation and secondary depth are looking much stronger. Under Nick Sirianni, Philadelphia has quietly been one of the healthiest teams in the entire league, and that's not luck. It's planning, training, and discipline. And right now, all signs are pointing up. Secondary spotlight. Now here's the breaking development. According to reports out of Philly, Adoree Jackson will start at cornerback 2 and Sidney Brown will start at safety opposite Reed Blankenship. This is massive news because the Cowboys have one of the scariest receiver groups in football, CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, and Kevontae Turpin. Adoree Jackson is going to be tested immediately, and let's be honest. The leash is going to be short. He's a veteran, yes, but he's been just okay throughout his career. Against a group like this, just okay might not be enough. That's why all eyes are also on Corian Bennett. The rookie has serious upside, and many believe it's only a matter of time before he pushes for that starting job. In fact, Bennett might already be the better option long-term. Meanwhile, rookie Kelly Ringo is sitting at third string, still waiting for his moment. And here's the kicker. A lot of Eagles fans, myself included, can't help but wonder, why didn't Howie Roseman just go get Isaiah Rodgers? Minnesota scooped him up for $7 million, and he's already set to start under Brian Flores. Every time Rodgers was asked to step up last season, he looked fantastic. Adding him could have completely changed this secondary. Impact statement. So here's where we stand. The Eagles' culture is elite. The leaders are contagious. The injury news is mostly positive, but the secondary still carries question marks. And against Dallas, with Dak Prescott ready to sling it to one of the league's best receiver trios, those questions are about to be answered fast. So, Eagles Nation, let me throw this one to you. Do you trust Adoree Jackson to hold up as CB2 against Dallas? Or do you think Corian Bennett deserves his shot sooner rather than later? Drop your thoughts below, because this decision could shape the entire outcome of tomorrow night's game. Eagles Nation, we've talked about the injuries, the leadership, the lineup decisions, but now it's time to look at 2 massive questions. Can our young safety handle the spotlight? And how does the national media really view the Birds heading into this season? Let's start with Sidney Brown. This kid is a straight-up thumper. He doesn't play soft, he doesn't back down, and he will absolutely light you up if you come across the middle. He's fearless, he's physical, and he's built for contact. But here's the big question. How will he hold up in coverage? We all know he can hit and stop the run, but coverage is where young safeties often get exposed. He's got speed. He ran in the low 4.4s coming out of Illinois. But speed doesn't mean everything. It's about discipline, angles, and knowing when to attack versus when to throttle down. We saw some rough moments last year, like getting beat deep against Xavier Worthy. That can't happen in a division loaded with dangerous wide receivers. But at the same time, Brown showed flashes on special teams and proved he's willing to throw his body around to make plays. That's why this start is so important. He's not just filling a spot, he's being asked to prove he can be trusted in one of the NFL's toughest divisions. So the eyes of Eagles Nation will be locked on him tomorrow. Will he be the hammer we all expect, or will his aggressive style leave him vulnerable in coverage? That storyline could decide how long he keeps this starting job. ESPN Power Rankings, respect or disrespect? Now let's flip to the national perspective. ESPN just dropped their 2025 NFL Power Rankings, and guess what? The Eagles are ranked #2, right behind the Baltimore Ravens. Number 2 might sound like respect, but I've got to be honest, it feels like a little bit of disrespect. Why? Because this is the defending Super Bowl champion we're talking about. We just came off a 14-3 season. We've got the best offensive line in football, and we added Saquon Barkley, who, by the way, set the single-season rushing record last year, including the playoffs. Saquon literally powered us to another ring. And yet, Baltimore is number 1. Sure, Lamar Jackson is electric. Sure, that team is loaded. But until Lamar proves he can beat Patrick Mahomes in January, why are the Ravens above the Birds? That's the kind of national media bias that Eagles fans know all too well. According to ESPN's model, the Eagles have 78.6% chance to make the playoffs, 56% chance to win the NFC East, projected record of 10.3 wins, and the 4th hardest strength of schedule in the entire league. So basically, the experts think Philly will take a step back, not 14 wins, not dominance, but around 10 wins. To me, that feels low for a team with this much talent and this much championship DNA. Impact statement. So let's call it like it is. The Eagles are being doubted again. And that's exactly when this team is at its most dangerous. Leaders like Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, Jason Kelce's replacement up front, and the captains in that locker room thrive when people count them out. This team has the balance of power, leadership, and star talent to prove everybody wrong. And when ESPN says Baltimore is number 1, good. Let them. Because that's fuel, and Philly fans know when this team is fueled, they're unstoppable. Eagles fans, I've got to know, do you agree with ESPN putting us at #2 behind Baltimore, or do you think Philly deserves the top spot? And what's your confidence level in Sidney Brown holding his own in coverage? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because these are the battles that will shape our season. Let's start with the obvious. This Eagles offense is loaded. When you combine Saquon Barkley pounding the rock with weapons like A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, and Super Bowl MVP Jalen Hurts, you're looking at one of the most dangerous units in the NFL. That's not hype, that's reality. But as dominant as this attack can be, the biggest questions still live on the defensive side. The Eagles said goodbye to C.J. Gardner-Johnson and Darius Slay, and right now it still feels like we don't have clear answers in the secondary. Veteran Adoree Jackson has the edge at corner, but he hasn't exactly locked the job down. Young guys like Yokorian Bennett or rookie M. McWilliams could push for playing time. And while Andrew Makuba flashed early, injuries have slowed him down, leaving the door wide open for Sidney Brown to step in and prove himself. That secondary? It's the one thing standing between Philly and another dominant season. Jalen Hurts and the offense with motion. Now let's flip back to the quarterback. For all the doubters out there, for all the casuals who still don't respect Jalen Hurts, here's the stat you need to hear. Hurts ranked 4th in QBR when using pre-snap motion, behind only Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, and Brock Purdy. Kevin Patullo is now running the show at offensive coordinator, and if he leans even harder into motion, Hurts could elevate this passing game to another level. Hurts thrives when defenses are moving. If Patullo unleashes that wrinkle consistently, this offense goes from great to terrifying. Fantasy football gold Devonta Smith. And don't forget about Devonta Smith. Yes, this is still a run-heavy team with Barkley, but Smitty is as reliable as it gets. He's finished as a top 20 PPR wideout 3 years in a row, averaging over 7 targets per game last season and putting up multiple 20-plus point fantasy weeks. Translation: if you want to win your fantasy league, don't sleep on Smith. He's a WR3 in fantasy, but in this offense, he's capable of giving you WR1 weeks at any moment. Bold prediction: defensive breakout. And here's the bold prediction I absolutely love. Moro Ojomo breakout season. 0 career sacks up to this point, but ESPN is projecting him to get at least 5 in 2025 and rank among the top 10 defensive tackles in pass rush win rate. This isn't just blind hype either. Playing next to Jalen Carter opens doors, and Ojomo already posted a 13% win rate last season in limited snaps. That number alone would have ranked top 10 in the NFL if he had played more. This guy has the tools, the motor, and the opportunity. Don't be shocked if Ojomo becomes Philly's next defensive star. Final hype before Cowboys game. So here we are. The offense is loaded. The defense has questions. The stars are ready. The depth is being tested. And the entire football world will be watching tomorrow night when the Eagles face the Cowboys. This isn't just another Week 1 matchup. It's a statement game. The chance to show the league that the Birds aren't just contenders. They're still the standard. Eagles fans, buckle up. The season starts now. Let's go Birds!